And I'm going to take you all to a jungle island. It's off the coast of Costa Rica. Can you guess what it is?
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Congratulations, if you guessed Jurassic Park, you don't win anything. But I will show you some of the sets and props from Steven Spielberg's Jurassic Park films. You see that giant mobile lab on your screens? Well, it's coming up on your left-hand side. It's just made out of wood and was dangled off of a cliff in the Lost World Jurassic Park. But that was just a parking garage here at Universal that was dressed to look like a cliff. But the cages here are real, because there are rumors of a Jurassic Park 4 in the works, but... okay, Carl, these cages are empty. Oh no, okay, where could they be? Oh, there they are. Hey guys, oh no, they're angry. Oh no, take cover. They're spitting that, they're shooting that all-ever H2O. Watch your friends, watch your boyfriends and girlfriends, or if you don't like them, put them in front of you. Scar 3, here comes Scar 4. Watch out. And you just had to deal with that once, but the actors in Jurassic Park had to deal with rain and that. Integral role in these films, so we don't always get a lot of rain here in Southern California. It's just the same old boring sunshine day in and day out. Who can stand it, right? So how do we create that rain here in Hollywood? Well, before I tell you, I want to turn it over to the Today Show's Al Roker to give us the forecast for the rest of our backlot tour. Hi, Al.
Hi, everybody. Here's today's forecast for the Universal backlot. It's going to be sunny and dry at 6 Points, Texas. Cool and cloudy in Little Europe. Expect snow and sleet on New York Street, and we've got a high chance of fog and precipitation for Skull Island, Amity Island, and Isla Nublar. That's your forecast for today. Now here's a look at what's going on in your neck of the line.
Thanks, Al. Okay, well... Oh, a flash flood. Okay, what is that? Well, it seems like we're due for a storm here in Old Mexico. We have our lightning, we have our thunder. Okay, alright. It looks like it's raining right here. That rain is created by overhead sprinklers that shoot the water directly into the air so that it falls down naturally onto the actor. In the old days, they used to have to add water, milk to this water, to help it show up better on screen. So when Gene Kelly was singing in the rain, he was actually singing in the milk. Yeah. Alright, Mike, you go ahead. Shut off the rain. Mike, where are you? Oh no. Okay, my screen went out. I apologize. Oh no, we gotta get this water turned off. Carl, can you help me? Oh, guys, this isn't good. Car 3, do you hear all the rabbit noise? Oh no, what's happening? Oh no, it's out of control. It's a flash flood. Oh no, take cover. Car 3 here. It's coming towards me. Car 3. Oh, it's coming towards me. Oh no. Now that water's released by a large sink at the top of the hill, it reaches thousands of gallons down through this drain to be recycled over and over. Take a look at Big Fat Liars starring Paul Giamatti, Frankie Muniz, and my girlfriend is Amanda Bynes. They shot right here.
You can't outrun the wolf, kid!
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Hang on, funny folks!
Here in this section of Old Mexico on your left, it's most notable for movies like The Three Amigos, starring Chevy Chase, Steve Martin, and Martin Short. It was also used in recent episodes of Community. But we're going to head fast from Old Mexico to the Old West. Welcome to 6 Points, Texas, y'all. Some of the oldest Western sets left standing in Hollywood, where the biggest Western stars of their day, like Jimmy Stewart, Audie Murphy, Clint Eastwood, and the Duke himself, John Wayne, fought many famous duels on this street. Take a look at another famous duel that shot over on the right.
For the both of us, Jimmy Fallon.
Well, I ain't going anywhere, Jimmy Fallon.
Now look here. Nice folks in this tram don't want no trouble. They just want to check out 6 Points, one of the oldest sets on the Universal line.
I heard this is where John Wayne and Jimmy Stewart shot a few of their westerns.
That's right. That's where I aim to shoot you.
Looks like we got ourselves a Mexican standoff. Lucky shot.
Now what say you mount up and get out of town while the getting's good?
All right. Well, I'll see you again, fella.
Or you can count on it, Doc. Again.
This is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
We just have to talk it out, that's all.
All right, Jimmy, we'll mosey on out of here too. Now this is called 6 Points Texas because there are 6 distinct streets that all meet to 1 point. In the silent film era, Carl Laemmle, the original owner of Universal, would let guests like yourselves come and sit in bleachers and they could watch these silent films being shot. They could cheer on the good guy, boo the bad guy. It really helped for an intense scene. If you look over here on your left-hand side, you can see this great example of the facade and how it's just the fronts and the sides of the building. The back is just see-through. They drape a curtain down on through those windows so you can't ever tell what's on the other side. Over here on the right-hand side, you see some of this water. There are lots of tricks when it comes to filming water scenes and underwater. One of the first tricks is coming up on the left-hand side. You're going to see this strange circular contraption. It's our underwater tank. This tank, you dip actors down into the top. It has wooden hatches on either side with mirrors, windows, not mirrors. And you can put cameras there. The director stays dry. It's great. Take a look at the hit comedy Dragnet they shot inside of there. Starring Mr. Dan Aykroyd and Tom Hanks.
I found the snake.
And the section we're driving through right now was also used as the surface of the moon in Ron Howard's Apollo 13. Right here they put down tarps, fake moon sand, a little bit of CGI. There's Mr. Howard and Tom Hanks discussing the scene. And over on the right-hand side, you see this lake area. It can be lakes, it can be ponds, it can even be the Pacific Ocean. That's right. In movies like The Creature from the Black Lagoon, in 1954 it was the Pacific Ocean, starring Miss Julie Adams. And in 1960, Norman Bates stashed his original murder victims from Psycho right inside of there. They found them again later on in Psycho 2. Now, filming underwater, there's lots of tricks, but filming on the high seas can be very challenging. So when Peter Jackson was revamping King Kong in 2005, there's... Oh, wait, okay. Oh, no. Okay, well, it looks like we've come to a block in the road. I'm sorry, guys. The water's rising up. Maybe we have a magic trick. Maybe I can get us through here. Okay, I have magic words that I need everybody's help. You gotta say it at the count of 3. It's part the waters. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Part the waters. Let's see if it worked. Did it work? Oh, it worked. Thanks a lot. Congratulations. We're gonna get to go through. This water is magically sinking down. As I was saying before, when Peter Jackson was revamping King Kong in 2005, he not only wanted to use state-of-the-art computer animation, but he also wanted to use a technique that's been around since the beginning of Hollywood. It's the use of bigatures, or miniature sets. In just a second, over on your left-hand side, you're going to get to see the outside of Skull Island from King Kong and the SS Venture. It may have looked like a huge island on screen. It looked a little bit like this, but you're going to be pretty fascinated at what it really looks like when we come up close to it. Take a look at the scene when they crash into Skull Island. This is what you're going to get to see. They shot their scenes inside of a soundstage. They're looking at nothing. Jack Black, looking at nothing. I'm going to show you some behind the scenes. That's what it looked like in the movie, but here is some of the footage where they were filming in the exact spot that we were driving through. Shoot it at night, you had some mist, some fog, some waves. It adds to that creepy factor that was Skull Island. But they had to be careful filming on our park lake because you never know when a little duck might come swimming along trying to get his 15 minutes of fame. There were a lot of props used in Skull Island. What is a prop? A prop can be as small as a paper clip or as large as a grand piano and as anything an actor touches. Over on the left, this big tan building is our property department. It holds over 750,000 props and is growing every single day. Set decorators use it like a giant supermarket. They come in with carts, they pick what they need for each production, and then they return them after they are done. So they're recycled over and over and over. It's very convenient that these next facades are next to that building because this is Spain, or Germany, or Paris. It can be any of those. As long as you change the set decoration, you change the dialogue, you change the costumes. Most recently, this was used in episodes of True Blood. It was used as the streets of Paris in The Pink Panther, starring Steve Martin. It was used as the fictional town of Genovia in The Princess Diaries 2, starring Miss Anne Hathaway, and was also used in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which is very convenient, because Universal invented the horror genre with movies like the original Frankenstein, Mummy, Dracula, Wolfman. It all took place right here. And coming up on your right-hand side, this is the Court of Miracles, where in the 1930s and 40s, all of these characters were chased by angry villagers. Take a look.
What is it now? The monster. He's in the woods. Get out the bloodhounds. Raise all the men you can, lock the women indoors, and wait for me.
I'm ready! Take your torches and go!
Now, the original Frankenstein went to Boris Karloff. He played Frankenstein's monster, but he wasn't the original casting for that movie. The original casting went to Bela Lugosi. Lugosi is known for the original Dracula. At the time, Lugosi was a seasoned actor, and he came in for the screen test with director James Well. They put the makeup on him. First, he hated that, because he thought that it inhibited who he was. He said, nobody's going to recognize me. And the other problem was that Frankenstein's monster had no lines. So he said, are you serious? Get any extra to do this. Well, I'm not playing this. That's exactly what James Well did. He grabbed Boris Karloff, who was helping out on our front lot, put him in the costume, put him in the makeup, and Boris Karloff ended up becoming bigger than Bela Lugosi throughout the years. Take a look. The makeup was also very intense. Boris Karloff had to show up at about 4 a.m. every single day. It took 4 to 6 hours to put that makeup on. He would show up to set, put that makeup on, film for about 10 to 12 hours, then it took another 2 hours just to get the makeup off. At the time, this makeup was so state-of-the-art that everyone was so frightened by it. You see that burlap sack over Boris Karloff's head? That's when they would walk him back to the back lot here. Now, they didn't just want to reveal what his character looked like, but people were fainting here in Hollywood. They were passing out. They couldn't stand what he looked like. Frankenstein was banned to the rest of the world for a few months, even after it released in Hollywood, because people were fainting in the studios. People couldn't handle it, but ended up creating that horror genre and what we love today. We're now heading inside of a soundstage. This is soundstage number 50. It's a hot set. A hot set is a fully dressed set ready to go. We have all of our props. Our crew is on break. We have our cameras here, our lights. All the director has to do is say action. Take a look at a recent episode of Bones that's shot in here.
Look, they're sweets.
He looks very upset.
When I talked to him, the guy died in his arms.
That's with the FBI?
Yeah, we hear about the remains.
That's him. Right over there.
You alright?
Well, this is a good time for me to explain to you the film term continuity. In this scene, it's one scene comprised of many different angles. Every prop, everything has to stay exactly the same. Have you ever seen a movie where there's a cup full and then maybe they cut back to that actor and it's oh no, okay. Alright, hang on everyone, stay seated. It's just a tremor. We get a lot of those here in California, so I'm used to these. Okay, this may be the real deal. Hang on, I think we're going in for an earthquake. Oh no. Oh no, what is that? Car 3. Over your left. Oh no, the roof is caving in. Oh, it's a diesel. Oh no, it's headed your way. Oh, the roof is on fire. Oh no. Luckily, this is a Los Angeles subway. There's nobody in here. Everybody's driving their car, so that's good. Except we're in here. Help. Help. No. Alright, I promise I'll do all my homework. I'll listen to everything my parents tell me to. What's that noise? Oh no, it's a runaway subway. Oh no, car 1, look out! Okay, we made it. We made it through. Good. Oh no. The water main just broke again. All right, Carl, we're gonna get out of here while we still have a chance. Congratulations, you just survived an earthquake. That's an example of an 8.3 earthquake on the Richter scale. Take a look at that recent episode of Bones and how it bleeded in that soundstage. I felt a little bit like you.
What's going on?
Let's get out of here! The water main just broke!
Okay, enough with the disasters. You survived earthquakes, you survived large gorillas. Let's get a little more peaceful, shall we? Let's head on over to Amity Island. This is off the coast of New England. It's the fictional town that was terrorized by the great white shark Jaws. But things are peaceful here now because my buddy George, he's a police diver over here. He's my best friend, and he's taking care of us, just making sure things are okay in the water. Things are very peaceful here. There he is. Hey, George, how are you, buddy? He can't hear me. He's underwater. Wait, what's that in the distance? Oh, look, it's a dolphin. Hey, it's George's lucky day. He gets to swim with a dolphin. That's so lucky. Oh, no. Oh, wait, I think that's a shark. Oh, no. Okay, George. Oh, George, get out of the water. George. Oh, my best friend. I lose more friends this way. Well, there's a lot of guts to be in there. Oh, there they are. Okay, Carl, we better hide behind this flammable gas. Hiding behind anything flammable is probably the safest option, so we should do that. Hide behind here. We'll give him some bait on this yellow buoy so we can distract him. We've got to get out of Amity Island. This is not good. Okay, let's see if he takes that bait back there. All right. Okay. Come on, shark. Okay, he took the bait. Oh no, he's taking the entire pier. Oh no, there's gasoline everywhere. There's gonna be an explosion. Oh no, there's fire. We're gonna need a bigger tram. Alright, I know what you're thinking. That shark looked pretty big up close, right? Well, then why did you all just scream? Tell me that. Speaking of frightening though, look over to your right hand side in a second. This is the only shark I know that can do the backstroke. I'm pretty jealous actually, it's better than me. But he was not only scary on screen, he was scary off screen because the first day of production he sank to the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. It ended up postponing production for over 100 days. Here to tell you more about that is director of Jaws, Steven Spielberg.
Didn't really work all the time. It didn't work hardly at all.
Wherever you were on the island, you could hear the radio waves. They were always saying, the shark is not working. Repeat, the shark is not working.
We just waited around. We just waited and waited and waited. The shark worked well enough. For a while there, it had the biggest of all time. So I really owe the shark a lot.
Mr. Steven Spielberg is about 27 years old in that photo. But on a less scary note, that was also used as Cabot Cove for 12 seasons and Angela Lansbury's Murder, She Wrote. And coming up on your right-hand side, you're going to get to see Jessica Fletcher's backyard from the series, but it's also our chicken ranch, notable for movies like The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, Shout, Quantum Leap, Beethoven, LMFAO's Sorry for Party Rocking music video recently filmed inside of here. And this is also called a practical set. I mean, it's kind of like a real house. You can film on the inside as well as the outside. It has its own kitchen, living room, and stairs, although the upstairs is just a facade. That's the illusion that it has 2 stories. And there are a lot of those coming up on our Colonial Street, or if you are an ABC's Desperate Housewives fan, you're going to notice this as Wisteria Lane for 8 successful seasons. We're going to go around in the circle. You'll have plenty of chances to take some photos, but let's start on the left, shall we? This tan house coming up with the porch, this was Gabby's house, played by Miss Eva Longoria. Next to them in the corner, this lilac house was Bob and Lee's house, but that's also the original Munsters house of the 1960s. It looks a little bit different now. Coming up next to them, the yellow house, that's Susan Delfino's house, played by Terry Hatcher.